Hello students, I Sheetal Baria from Saraswat International Academy welcome you to the English class. In this session, we will continue with Unit 1, Story Wonderful Waste, Part 3. Wonderful waste. Wonderful means beautiful, lovely, and waste means leftovers, things to be thrown away. Children, now you must be thinking, how can waste be wonderful? Isn't it? So let's go through the story and understand how can waste be wonderful. Wonderful waste. Waste can be quite useful. We have heard about reuse, recycle, and so on. How to use the waste matter and make the best out of the waste. We have made so many things out of waste which we can use further. In this story, we will come to know how the waste has been turned into a wonderful item. Here, the vegetable scrap has been turned into a tasty dish. So let's begin. Once the Maharaja of Travancore is in Kerala. So the Maharaja of Travancore ordered a great dinner in his palace. A king's house or a king's place is known as a palace. In the afternoon, before the dinner, the Maharaja entered the kitchen to survey the dishes that had been prepared for the feast. So, the Maharaja, he wanted to know what did the cook prepare for the grand feast. The feast was grand because he invited important people to the feast, for the feast. So, the Maharaja went into the kitchen in the afternoon before the dinner to check out what dishes were made or prepared for the evening or for the dinner. What are you going to do with those vegetable scraps? He asked the cook. So the king, he saw some vegetable scraps lying down in the kitchen and he asked the cook what will he do with those vegetable scraps. Scraps are the leftovers after the vegetables are peeled and cooked. So he pointed to the baskets of scraps near the cook. Pointing towards the basket of scraps or the leftovers, the king asked the cook what was he going to do with those leftovers. The cook replied, "They are waste. We will throw them away." So the cook replied, "They are waste. We will throw them away." So the cook said that this is waste. Now this is of no use. So we will be throwing them away. You cannot waste all these bits and pieces of vegetables. Find a way to use them. The Maharaja commanded sternly and walked away. So the Maharaja, he in a strict voice, he told the cook that he will have to find a way to use this vegetable leftovers. It is not good to waste all the pieces of vegetables. The cook was in a fix and kept on staring at the vegetable scraps for some time. So the cook now he was in a great fix. He was in a fix means he was not able to decide what to do. And he just kept on staring, looking at the vegetable scraps for some time. Suddenly, an idea flashed across his mind. The cook, he thought of an idea. He took all the vegetable bits, washed them thoroughly and cleaned them well. So, he took all the vegetable scraps, the bits of vegetables and washed them and cleaned them very well. Then he cut them into long strips. He put them in a huge pot and placed it on a fire to cook. So you can see the cook preparing the new dish. He put all the vegetable strips, long strips, into the pot and placed it on a fire to cook. Next, he ground some fresh coconut, green chilies and garlic together. So, he took some fresh coconut, some green chilies and garlic and made it into a paste. He added this paste and some salt to the cooking vegetables. When the vegetables were being cooked in the pot, he put the paste of fresh coconut, green chilies and garlic. A tempting smell started coming from the pot. Tempting means attractive in a way that you want to have it. So, a tempting smell, a fragrance which you wanted to have at once started coming from the pot. Now he whipped some curd and added it to the curry. So he mixed some curd till it became thick and smooth and added it to the curry which was on the fire. He also poured a few spoonfuls of coconut oil. So he put a few spoonfuls of coconut oil into the curry and then decorated the dish with curry leaves. He then put some curry leaves on the top to decorate it. Lo and behold, the new dish was ready. Lo and behold means, look what a surprise! The new dish was ready. The cook served this new dish to the guests that evening. The cook now he served that dish to all the guests who had arrived that evening to the palace. Everyone was eager to know the name of the new dish. So, the dish was so tasty and yummy that all the guests was too much eager to know the name of that dish. The cook thought and thought. As the cook himself did not know the name of that dish, he kept on thinking about what the name should be. Then a name came to his mind. He named it Uvyal. Uvyal became famous all over Kerala and now it is one of the dishes in the traditional Kerala feast. And imagine, it all came from a basket of waste. So the cook, after thinking and thinking, a name flashed in his mind and he named the dish as Uvyal. Uvyal became famous in Kerala and everybody started enjoying this dish because it tasted yummy and delicious. Children, now you must have understood how waste can be made into a wonderful thing. From this story, we come to know that we do not have to throw away all the things. We have to reuse and recycle them. So, my dear children, now you have to do an activity. You have to use the waste or the things available in your house and make different items or different things using that things which are not in use in your house and create it into a wonderful item. You can make use of all the waste material asking your elders.